Today's Cosplay Con Talk episode is sponsored by Moco Queen Color Contacts. Don't forget to use my code Wayne for 10% off at checkout at mocoqueen.com. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. How's it, everyone? Wayne Leone here, and welcome back to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. I'm joined here by my good friend Cosplay Tana in another episode Get to Know That Cosplayer, and this is Tana's first time on the series, all the way from Hawaii, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope.
Originally, you were an Oregon cosplayer, and then now you're a Hawaii cosplayer.
Yeah, completely weird way to how it happened.
I mean, I imagine it's different. Is it the same cosplaying over in Hawaii as it is here, or is it different?
I would say it's almost the same except the weather, because if you wear a cosplay with a lot of clothing, you're almost dying.
And we'll be getting into that later on in this interview. So to begin, how long have you been cosplaying for, and what got you into cosplay?
I would probably say I've been cosplaying for 7 years. Dressing out for my whole life, but actually cosplaying 7 years.
3 more years, and you'll be a cosplay veteran, as I say. You will have
Yeah.
seen the change of like the cosplay and convention scene soon. Do you remember what it was like when you first got into it, compared to just dressing up in general for fun?
Well, I noticed that I need to put more makeup on. I never put makeup on until I started cosplaying, and then I was like, oh no, I gotta learn how to do that.
I mean, from what I've seen, your makeup skills are impressive. I mean, recently, like for example, your Sir Pinchus, or I think what their name is, Albedo from Overlord, I think it is.
Yeah,
Which I have to say, your Sir Pinchus is impressive. I can't imagine how long that took to do all his makeup.
it probably took an hour.
So you've been cosplaying for 7 years. Do you remember what your very first convention? Do you remember what your very first convention was and what that was like?
My first convention was SakuraCon over in Seattle.
Really?
Yes, and for a person that never been to a con and goes there, it was like mind blowing. Whole time fangirling because I see all these people dress up as my favorite characters and stuff like that.
Soccer Con, so this is back in 2017, I want to say. Yeah.
I, th- I think the one I went to was around 2012.
So longer than 7 years. So your first convention was officially in 2012, but you didn't start cosplaying until 2017.
I don't know if I have the right date for the cosplay, to tell you the truth. I don't even know.
It's it's okay. Like, I know for those who have been doing this for a very long time, that it's like, I don't blame it if they can't remember, because the longer you've done it, it's like, wait, which date is it? Where did I cosplay this character? Who was that character I cosplayed as?
Definitely in Hawaii because there is no time around here. It's whenever you get there. So it's like, I don't even know what day it is.
I think today is
It's
the
Monday
15th.
because I
It's
had to
Monday
make
the
sure
15th.
I had to make sure I was here on time.
So Soccer Con, and back then, what was that like? Going back then.
Well, for the first one, I was shocked. I took so many pictures of every cosplayer I saw. I even met some voice actors too.
Nice.
And oh, when I was going there, they were having the group. that they would have everybody in the same costumes, same cosplay characters all together and take pictures, which was really fun.
That honestly sounds fun.
I know. So far, SakuraCon has been my favorite because they had more than what to do inside the building than they do outside.
What did your family think? Because I imagine they went with you.
My older brother took me with his wife.
How did they like it?
I think that was his second time being there. When he first went, he was like, "I need to bring you to this con next year."
And it sounded like you had a good time. Do you remember who you cosplayed as? If you cosplayed that then.
I did. It's not my best cosplay ever, but I did like cross of Attack on Titans and Raven from Teen Titans.
Interesting. I've never heard of that. I've never heard anyone do that crossover before.
I was like, Titans, Titans.
Why not? They both have the word Titan, and that was just one you're a bunch of superheroes, the other you're killing a bunch of people. I mean, unaliving.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, and SoccerCon's a pretty big con. So you basically decided I don't want to go to Disneyland. I want to go to Disney World. That's how I, for anyone who watches this, that's how I rate sizes of cons. Regular cons are like Disneyland. The big cons like SoccerCon, which is a pretty big con in Seattle, aside from Emerald City. It's
Mhm.
like you went to a oh, oh no, no, yeah. Can you still? Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Gotta do that 'cause I keep on getting the thing. Um, and you said it was like kind of a culture shock, especially you going to a big con for the first time as well.
Yeah. It was a huge shock.
Ha- Oh, I imagine it was. Have you gone to any bigger cons prior? I mean, since then?
The newest con that I've gone to is Kawaii Con over in Honolulu.
I've never heard of that. Mind, because I know we were talking about it prior to recording. You mind telling the audience and someone and myself, for those who aren't familiar, what is Kawaii Con like in Honolulu?
Well, it was almost like Seattle, but a smaller building. They still had a lot of voice actors and so many games that you couldn't even figure out where to go. And it was just brought back up ever since COVID. Yeah, and it had so many people in that building that when the art craft place where they sell all those stuff in the booths, when they went to go open the door, everybody's like crammed in to go in there.
Uh,
You're like,
checks out for a con where once the dealers hall opens, everyone's just flooding in.
yeah. But I would say that's like my favorite part of the con is the booths.
I mean, it sounds like you've had fun. How long, if you're able to remember, if you're able to know, how long had, or I mean, I can look at myself too. How long has Kauai con been around for?
Hmm. I think it's been a while. It's been around a while. So far, the same building, they've had a Star Wars con and a superhero one con too in the same building. I only was able to make it for the anime one.
That sounds fun though.
Yeah,
Um, is it like a summer convention or when does it normally happen?
that's hard for me to say because my weather's here is different. I think it's around like in the middle of May of March.
So, so a spring con then,
Yeah.
a spring before summer. So, I imagine that it's like it's usually it can be sometimes rainy when people go over to go to that con or different conventions.
When I went, it was a perfect weather because it's Hawaii. Usually it rains a lot around winter time.
Oh, fun.
Or it messes with you and it rains over in the summer and not the winter.
You gotta love that bipolar weather. Uh, um, so let's see, next question. Um, oh yeah. So when it comes to someone going to their first con, it's a question I haven't asked in a while. What kind of advice would you want to give to someone who, when they want to go to their first con, they don't want to go to a small con, they want to go to a big con for their first con? What kind of advice would you want to give someone or who wants to go to a big con for the first time?
Well, I would say make sure to bring aspirin for a headache because you will be fangirling over every person that comes by. And try to be brave and ask for a picture. It took me a while, but you gotta be brave and ask. The people love it when you ask them for a picture. So never be shy about that. You're actually
Yeah.
making that person's day when you go, "Can I take a picture of you?"
What other advice would you want to give for first time con goers going to a convention in general?
Well, I would say definitely budget. And how I budget is that I bring a lot of snacks and I only eat once a day. And then the rest of my money, I just split it hotel, gas, and then what I can buy. I always wait for the last day. Mostly it's because you will find something better than you did the first day, but sometimes it's because they lower the prices. They give you
They lowered the prices?
sometimes they do a discount because they want to have the
Oh,
oh
right. I forgot last. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of they do that. A lot of people, a lot of artists do that on last days, especially if they're not making anything the first 2 days,
mhm.
which makes sense, I think.
Yeah. So when you're like low on money and you really want to support them, but you're kind of like, I don't know if I could put $25 towards that.
I mean, you yourself are familiar with running a booth too, because I remember you ran a booth. I think it was back in, I want to say 20. Actually, was it 20? I think it was 2018 that you and
It
your
was
mom were running a.
2018.
Yeah, at Anna Medford. Yeah, you and your mom were running a booth selling some cosplays, selling a bunch of stuff, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I know you know what it's like when you know you want to sell stuff too.
Yeah, it's not as fun as being a person that visit the con because you can't go look at stuff whenever you want to. But it was fun
But
to see all those people come to your booth and get the stuff that you made.
oh, it sounds like it. Another question I always ask, advice for those who are a cosplayer wanting to go to their first con, because I know going not just as an attendee, but going as a cosplayer can be different.
Um, I would say make sure to check the weather. I have gone to a con and I wasn't wearing enough clothing that I was so cold. So make sure you check the weather and if you can't wear comfortable shoes, make sure to bring an extra pair. I've
If
actually
you don't,
blistered my feet because I was wearing the wrong shoes for 3 days.
oh, and you didn't break them in, did you?
No.
Oh, no, and that we'll get into that when we talk about the cosplay stuff. Um, yeah, no, I'm sure you. I'm sure. Yeah, no, dress accordingly, and sometimes it's always good to like check your phone too.
Hmm.
The news station may say, "Oh, it's going to be sunny and rainbow and sunshine," and then you look at your phone and it's just like right out of nowhere, it's just like it's pouring down rain, and next thing you know, your that cosplay you're wearing, although that makeup you put on is just washed away and drenched and wet, and you didn't consider bringing a spare cosplay.
Yeah, it sucks when you paint your face and suddenly it rains and it just goes down your face.
Like now you look like a raccoon at a water park. Um, so I noticed you've also traveled for cons as well. What's that been like traveling for cons, especially since you've caused done conventions both here in the Pacific Northwest and over there?
Well, it's a lot of money, but at the same time, it's really fun because when I go to a different place, I would take 3 days for the con, and I will only do half the con and do the rest of it kind of going around the city and then go back to the con. So it's kind of like taking a break from the con.
You want to get your like your monies and your trips worth, not just from the con, but also to like explore around the area too.
Yeah, and it's perfect time to take pictures. So
And I imagine you and your family have stopped going to conventions since you made a very big move too.
yes, so far I've only been to one because of the COVID. They shut down a lot of them. Definitely where
Damn you, COVID!
I know. I was told that there was like 3 Comic Cons on this island that I'm on, but sadly they got shut down and they have not come back up. I'm waiting and seeing.
That happened, especially during COVID. A lot of cons just permanently shut down because, they didn't have that revenue from the vendors and the attendees. So it's like, well, we don't have the budget, so we have to shut down permanently, and it's sad, but
Yeah,
it's and I'm sure you can agree with this. COVID has really changed the convention scene. It's not what it used
no, it has not been what it used to be. When I went to the one in Honolulu ever since COVID, I was kind of a little maybe a different kind of culture shock because it was like different people.
to. I mean, that makes sense. A lot of, especially especially during COVID, no one can go to conventions, and I will kind of harp on some conventions that were open during like especially during 2020. Like, I get
Mhm.
you needed to stay open because you needed the money, but also, like stuff like TikTok, a lot of people were able to find out about conventions. So those who were never into the stuff, like, hey, this looks cool, I want to go to it. So now you have like a huge influx of people who aren't really into this stuff, but they want to go to check it out. So that's a good thing, but also at the same time, it's a real quick way to have a convention overcrowded.
Yeah, I noticed that there's a lot of new people that go there and don't know, which I don't mind because a lot of people they ask me what the name of the character I am, and a lot of times I forget because I'm like, oh, what's her name?
So I guess another thing I should ask is what kind of advice would you want to give to someone who wants to travel out of con, whether it's out of town, out of state, or convention?
Well, make sure you choose a character that you can carry a bag when you're at the con. Because when I went to Honolulu, I was only there for 2 days and I had to carry my bag with everything I have. So I was just had only a costume whole time. I was just walking around with a costume without a wig or with a wig. So make sure you choose a better character with a huge bag or bring someone that can carry a bag for you.
A convention exit buddy,
Yeah.
basically. As I call it, to quote Finding Nemo, it's always good to have a convention exit buddy, especially if you don't want to go to a con by yourself or it just gets very overwhelming.
Mhm. That's my dad.
Or I was gonna say your dad has been definitely been your convention exit buddy for a long time now.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. So we talked about budget. Um, I'm sure you can also agree that it's wise to always bring food with you, whether it's snacks, a sandwich, and uh, how energy drinks don't count as a source of food.
No, I don't take that stuff. I only take my water or a Coke for the headaches.
But it's good to save money for food too, because let's face it, convention food can be very expensive.
Oh, I don't even touch the food that they have there because it almost costs like a figure.
Yeah. You can go to a convention, you get hungry, and next thing you know, you spend $10 on a hot dog that you can get like for cheaper at a restaurant.
I know. The one time when I went to a con, I was with my brother and my sister-in-law and her sister. We went to there and we brought a whole bunch of snacks, like all different kinds. And then we finally go, we're gonna go eat at a Texas Roadhouse.
Yes.
And then we went to go there, and I'm dressed up like Invader Sim. My face is all green.
Oh, you did like the whole like wait, his human version or his oh yeah, yeah, his human version. His human version, right?
Yeah, I went as that, and the whole time I just had people staring at me, but I didn't care because I was just like, don't mess up the makeup. Don't
Oh
mess
no,
up
that's
the
a lot
makeup.
of green. That's a lot of green body paint. He's like, you don't want to get barbecue sauce next thing you wipe your face and just like your napkin's covered in like green body paint.
But it was pretty fun. Sadly, I was the only one in the crazy costume. The other people that came with me, they were like in a normal costume that they look kind of normal, which wasn't fair.
It's like, come on, guys! I did all this work and I'm the only one who had to go all out. No, no, I'm not. I'm not harping on people who like dress as normal characters because I just can imagine being in like a big bulky cosplayer being covered in body paint and going out and like having to worry about I hope I don't stain my makeup. I hope I don't like get this caught on something. I've heard a bunch of stories.
Oh yeah, I learned my lesson that they only have that for one day, and then the rest of the days you should just be a character that has a mask or easy makeup, so you're not exhausted for the end of the day.
Oh, I'll bet. Um, how many conventions have you been to total, if you can remember? Remember?
Um, I've been to SakuraCon 3 times, and then I've been to the Portland one two
More
times.
Oregon?
Yeah, Portland, Oregon. I've been to that one 2 times, and then I've been at the Medford 3 times.
I also known because I remember meeting you for the first time at Medford Comic Con back in 2017. I remember you were
Yeah,
cosplaying as Hanji, I think, from Attack on Titan.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, wow, that's that's going back.
That's the time I didn't have a wig for her, so I just used my own hair.
I mean, and we'll get into that too. To talk about that, talk about that, talk about that. And I'm sure you can also agree with this when you're going to a convention, whether you're just going as an attendee or being a cosplayer, it's always to be mindful of others around you. Be aware of your surroundings.
Oh yeah. Beware of your surroundings, and at the same time, if you're wearing something that's huge and you can whack people, definitely look out for other people. Definitely littler people. I've almost hit a child before,
Well, I
just with
mean,
just with my sword because I moved this way, and it's like, oh, I didn't know you were behind me.
I mean, your spatial awareness, I feel like at a convention is like non-existent half the time, especially if you're wearing a cosplay that's big and bulky or your vision, you just can't see jack shit.
Oh yeah. My brother, he was the Sniper King from One Piece. He made his mask out of a box, so the whole time he couldn't see where he was going. So he had to hold on to my shoulder just so he can walk. He was like, "It's for the cosplay. It's for the cosplay."
Now, I also know you have your dog Loki. Have you taken him to any conventions yet?
I have not yet. I was planning to take him to SakuraCon around 2020 before they canceled, and I was going to dress him up like Loki, and I was going to be Thor.
Ah! Oh, I'm sure you can't wait to eventually take him to his first convention. 'Cause I know I'm sure he would love to experience one too.
Oh yeah, he would love all the
'Cause I know some,
attention he'll get.
'cause I know some cons are pet friendly.
Yeah, I seen a duck at a
I
com.
I
It was the
uh
cutest thing with a samurai outfit.
that's adorable. Um, before we get into the cosplay stuff, what's been like going to conventions with your family? Not just your older brother and his wife, but like your mom, your dad, and your little brother.
Well, sometimes I think that they're having more fun than me. Definitely when they see cosplayers dress up like pretty old cartoons or anything like that. Like my dad just got excited for seeing a Jim Carrey cosplay.
Nice. Respect.
But my dad has more fun dressing up than my mom. My mom rather just walk around and buy everybody's art. My dad's one is like, I'll dress up.
You're just like, hey, someone's got to be in. Someone's also got to be the kid too. I mean, I feel like we never fully grow out of stuff we used to be into as a kid. So I can't really blame your dad for wanting to dress up as one of his favorite characters, or dress up, to collab with you at a con.
Yeah, I for the Kawaii Con, I had him dress up as Buggy while I was Luffy, and I had to force him watching the anime while they get to Buggy, to the episode that got to Buggy, just so he can get into that character. And the whole time at the con, he was that character, and so many people loved him, and they took pictures with him, and they posed with him, and all kinds of stuff. It was hilarious.
Oh, that is awesome.
He was
Let's see.
loving it.
Oh, it sounds like he was. Okay, all of So before, so what are some cons you would like to go to in the future, whether it's over there in Hawaii or anywhere else in the world?
Well, I'm planning to go to Kawaii again, Kawaii Con, and there is a lot of cons in Japan that I want to go,
Ooh,
and that seems so much fun. They even have a Naruto village there, so I'm like, I might have to go there. And then I don't know what this con is called because my brother sent it to me, but it was like in New York, and they even have like a parade of people walking down and the Ghostbusters cars and all kinds of stuff.
let's say that's New York Comic Con.
Yeah, it's probably called that, but
I'm not. That's the only con I'm familiar with in New York is NYCC.
that one looks like it would be so much fun to go to.
That that sounds like it. Now what is your dream con? Like, it's a con you always wanted to go to, but you can never go because budget and stuff like that.
The ones in Japan.
The ones, I mean, I've seen like videos of their conventions, and there's like they're definitely. I mean, I'm not harping on here any cons here in the states. I love the ones in the states, but I feel like in Japan they go all out with their cons.
Well, yeah, they go all out. I have to learn my Japanese better just to go over there, but that's the dream con that's gonna come.
Oh man. I guess now into the cosplay portion of this. Um, so you said, oh, oh yeah. So when it comes to a first-time cosplayer, they want to get into cosplay, but they don't know what to do because they're afraid that, their cosplay won't be recognized, or they feel like they see these cosplayers who are like in these fantastic looking over the top cosplays, and they think that's what cosplay is, and they're afraid of cosplay because they feel like theirs is not theirs won't be as good as theirs. What kind of advice would you want to give to a first time cosplayer who may be afraid of getting into cosplay because of what we see in media and everything nowadays?
Well, I would say cosplay is not a beauty pageant. To me, a cosplayer is just what you want to be the character. You want to feel like the character because you love the character so much. Or if you simp for them, that's okay too. But to me, cosplay is so much fun just because you could be not yourself. And if you're a first cosplayer, you're definitely going to have cringy cosplay pictures to look at. I have
Mm,
so many videos and pictures that I can't even look at them.
like,
And
I was doing that before.
I did that. Where'd that wig come from? Why
That
did I
must have
put
been
that
like,
makeup on? But yeah, and really, it's all about practice. So the more you put on the makeup, the more you style the wig, the more you put the costume together, you're gonna get better.
oh no, I wholeheartedly agree on that, and I'm sure you can agree that that when it comes to being on a budget, thrift stores are your best friend.
Oh yeah, thrift stores is your best friend. And if you live in Hawaii, over here, they have a dump that has a thrift store inside of it. Yeah, they have this big, huge box of clothes for 50 cents. That is where you're going to go.
I imagine you've been there yourself a few times.
Yes, I have been there almost every day. Like, even this costume is a bed sheet and pillowcases from the dump.
And who was that character again?
Mamo.
Okay, I remember you're like, I'll have to look them up, or you can send me who they're from. And wait, that's a bed sheet, and you just like, because I know you're known for making your own cosplays too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a bed sheet and pillowcases all together.
How long did that take to make?
It took a day.
A, d- a day?
Yeah,
Impressive.
morning to night.
Oh, so you just like spent all day and like, I want to get this done now because I may forget, or it's just gonna take longer.
Oh, yo, if I'm gonna make something, I had to get it done now, or I'll just stop and then never touch it again until like next month.
Now have you made cosplays for like your family as well? Especially like someone like your little brother who I'm sure is like slowly learning to,
No, sadly, my little brother thinks it's too cringy to cosplay. He's in his
and
team. He's in his team, so he just thinks
there's
he's too cool.
as I always oh come on. As I always say, that's gonna take a lot of editing to do. As I always say, there is nothing wrong with that. You
No, there's
know,
no problem with that.
at least
No,
I don't think so. At least
no. He can do whatever he wants. He just has to deal with me when I say, "Hey, hold my phone. Take a picture of this."
hold my bag, mule.
He's like the extra person I have to carry my stuff because he won't dress up.
Hey, that's understandable.
I
We
was
we we
making costumes until he got to that stage that he was like, "It's not for me," and I was like, "That's fine. I'll just make it for my other family." I've had made my brother his cosplay. My older brother, I've helped him with his, and I even made a All Might onesie for my nephew.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing. I think it was you were. I can't remember what one of them was like. Where you were cosplaying as Kakashi. It was like you, your brother,
I was
and you were
cosplaying any All
Kakashi
Might.
Sensei. Oh yeah, he was Baby All Might. That's adorable. And you
Yeah,
made that for him?
yeah, all by hand, the whole pattern.
Oh, that is so cool.
It took
Um,
2 weeks.
that makes sense, especially to get the size right and make sure it's like somewhat stretchy.
The sad thing is, it was still too big, but he's grown
Well,
into it.
he'll you see, like the fact that you're like you do stuff like that. That is anyone who just makes stuff, commission stuff. I think that's like really cool to do because then like not only does it keep you busy, but it also helps improve your skills in general. Like you know, and I'm sure it doesn't hurt to take risks sometimes when it comes to making something you've never made before.
Oh, it's almost every time I sew is something I never make. Sometimes I have to buy the pattern, but I still don't understand it, so I just try to use my brain.
Nice. Um. Oh yeah, advice for someone who wants to make their cosplay for the first time.
I would say watch YouTube.
I mean, you're not wrong, and you got TikTok as well.
Because my grandma, she was the one that bought me a sewing machine when I was like around 11, and she showed me some of the things, and then the rest of it I took over. And then when I do need help, I would ask my mom because she knows a little bit, but a lot of times I'm on YouTube or TikTok because TikTok is shorter and faster.
Hmm.
But I
I
watch
mean,
that because there's
no,
a lot of people who are genius in there. It's like I
no,
didn't think
you're
of
not,
doing that.
you're not wrong. And I feel like, especially during COVID, because a lot of cosplayers couldn't go to conventions, so what they would do is just show off their cosplays on TikTok, and then also like people would comment, "How'd you do this?" And they would like make a video saying, "Well, this is how I made this cosplay," and here's like a file of how it was made, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've had made some videos that goes, "This is how I made a vest. This is how I made pants." Just a simple way of doing it. Now, if you want to go fancy, you probably should take some classes.
So another thing I gotta ask now, have you done, because I've seen a lot of cosplayers do it, have you done the saran wrap and duct tape method when it comes to
I,
like forming stuff on your body?
so I have not done that yet, but I'm going to. I'm going to plan to make like a mannequin of myself.
It doesn't hurt, honestly.
Yeah. And I've seen people make armor out of that too, which is so cool. And I want to try to do that.
Have you made any big, like, over the top cosplays?
I'm working on one right now. I had not gone so far, but right now I'm working on Rose from Hasbek Hotel.
Oh, Rosie?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like how that's just like very intricate because, her outfit is like from the 1920s.
Yes, which is what I
So
love about her style.
that's gonna be a lot of red.
Oh yes, it is. I
A
have to
lot of
do.
red and black. I imagine it took quite a bit for Sir Pinchus as well.
Well, I call my cosplay recycled because I don't
And
really make.
there's nothing wrong with upcycling. I feel like you're turning one thing into something else.
Yeah, I don't say anything wrong with it. I actually tell people you
There's
should
nothing
do
wrong
it
with it.
that way. It's easier
Oh
to me.
no, no, I wholeheartedly agree that if you're wanting to learn to make your own cosplays, upcycling something is like the easiest route. Or you just buy, or you can go on Amazon and just buy something piece by piece and just throw it together.
Yeah, because literally, Sir's opinion is just a button-up shirt that I got at the dump, and the jacket was a Nightmare Before Christmas jacket that I just colored to make it look like him. And then I found a pencil skirt and put a fabric on it and glued it on there. And then I made his egg boys out
Oh
of.
yeah, Zig boy!
These are made out of pillowcases and just a whole bunch of stuffing.
Banks are a scam created by the shadow government.
They were like my. The moment I saw the movie, the TV show, I was like, I gotta make those egg boys.
How
Whole
long
time,
did how long did it take to make one of his egg boys?
it took 4 hours.
That's not. That's honestly not bad. What's he made out of, if you don't mind me asking?
Pillowcases.
Bill,
Paint and pillowcases.
now have you watched all the episodes of Has Been Hotel?
Yes, I have.
So I imagine you eventually, and this is a spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen it, and I'm sorry because it got spoiled for me. Do you plan on doing his heaven version? Do you plan on doing his heaven version, his heaven outfit?
That is a maybe.
It's a lot of white. It's a lot of bright colors.
It's a lot of white, and that means I have to go get a different hat. But I was planning on doing it. But first, I was going to do Alistair and Rose. And then I was going to do his heaven version of it.
So now I gotta ask, since I've been eyeballing that angry pig boy for like for almost 40 minutes, is that a fake chest
It's
or is it
a
a mannequin chest?
yeah. It's just the body of a mannequin.
So you've worn, speaking of Inosuke, have you worn the male body chest?
Yeah, I have a muscle shirt. It's you can't stop laughing at yourself when you wear those things. Whole
Like,
time I'm just laughing at
Muscle chest.
myself. The first time I put that muscle shirt on, luckily my brother was here to help me take it off. The second time I put it on, it took probably uh, 3 hours to get it off by myself.
Oh, oh, I mean, it's basically a second layer of skin.
Yeah, it literally is, and it's stuck to you. Definitely, if you're like moving around and sweating in it.
Oh, I mean, and I'm sure like advice you would want to give to someone who wants to wear, whether male or female, they want to wear those types of chests, whether it's a man wanted to wear the fake, the fake boobs, or a female wanted to wear the bigger boobs. Sorry, chest. I'm gonna have to bleep that out. Um, or like, or a man or woman wanted to wear like the muscle chest. Like, what advice would you want to give to someone who would want to consider wearing one of those?
Well, I would get like a little bit bigger than what you usually wear, just so it's not
Mhm.
so tight, and a lot of baby powder.
A lot of baby powder, and I'm sure oil as well, because I imagine those things stick.
Yeah, I made
Uh,
a embarrassing video of me trying to take mine off on so.
don't- and I imagine there's also a process. I imagine there's like a process of cleaning, because I've seen people like will put it in their bathtubs and just rinse it and clean it. Especially because I've seen people who also like took in the chest and they've like painted it a different color too.
Yes, I follow this drag king that does painting all over her muscle shirt, which I want to do, but I'm afraid that it will stain. But it's not that hard to clean it. Definitely if you have a bathtub. As long as you
Good.
got I use shampoo so it's not so hard on it.
Hmm.
But when you're done washing it, make sure you put some kind of oil on it so it doesn't dry.
That's some good advice. Now, is it easy to see through a no face mask and what's his name mask, the one with the straw hat?
No, it's not. It's not easy to wear his mask. He is the blacksmith from Demon Slayer.
That's his name.
I can't remember the name to tell you the
I
truth.
I can't remember his name either, but all I know is I imagine it's
He's
not
my
easy seeing through mask.
character. I can't remember the name, but I love him. But it's really hard to see because there's only two tiny slits right here.
Hmm.
So the whole time if someone's talking to you, you're like, "Who?"
I imagine the same goes for your Wolverine and Deadpool mask too.
Yes. The only
Um,
time I wear a mask when I'm like, I'm just not going to talk to people today. I'm just going to walk around because I can't even hear them.
so now I also imagine, because you've done both male and female cosplays, um, what's been, because you do like, I know like you like doing both, and this gives me a question to ask in the future for people who do both male and female characters. Who's been your favorite female character, and who's been your favorite male character cosplay?
So my female character is from. He's not. So he's like a trans woman from Back Butler. Grau.
Girl Cycliffe.
Yep, that is my favorite female character. I get like such a boost of confidence and sass when I wear him. Her, sorry. But that's my favorite. And then for the male, I would say Serge Opinion is my newest of my male characters that I like.
Sir Pinchus is your favorite.
Yeah. I do have
I
a
think so.
comfortable one of a rinser head. He's my other one.
Oh, Racerhead from My Hero.
Yeah.
Right. Who's Racerhead again?
Hmm?
Who's
It
who's
was
a Racerhead again? Huh?
it's the one in the sleeping bag.
Oh, okay. I can't remember his actual name. Oh yeah, you have that walking sleeping bag.
Yeah. I
I
was
gotta say that's the coolest freaking thing ever.
I was planning to go to SakuraCon in that. Sadly, I wasn't able to because it was too hot.
I mean, the best thing about that, if you put like a big visor thing, you look like those characters from Among Us.
I was told that I looked like a Teletubby. It was my job. He goes, "Are you dressing up as a Teletubby?" And I'm like, "No."
Oh, 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 that's too funny. Let's see here. Oh yeah. So, what are some of your future cosplays, like characters you're currently working on, and your all-time dream cosplays, like a character you've always wanted to cosplay, but they're just not in the budget or skill set right now?
Well, I do have one. It's not in my budget, and his outfit is really so much detail and so much to put together for him. He is from Heaven, official Heaven Blessing.
Oh, Heaven's Official Blessing?
Yes, I said that wrong, didn't I? Backwards
Is
thing.
it, yeah, no, I is it the one? Because I know you cosplayed. Was it Wei Wuxian or whatever his name is? The one with all
Yes, all the blue, all the blue.
the uh. Wait, which one? Who? I know you Haven't you cosplayed someone from that anime?
Yes, I cosplayed both of the main characters. I can't remember their names. I'm horrible. But the one that wears all red, I
Mm-hmm.
cosplayed him when they were like the blue demons. And then the
Okay.
one that was white, I cosplayed him as the blue demon too.
Ooh.
Now the one I want to cosplay is the one the red, but I want to do his cosplay when he was his human form.
I haven't got that far into Heaven's Official Blessing. It's up for those who are wondering. It's on. I think it's still on Netflix. I could be wrong.
Yes. And it's on Crunchyroll too.
Oh, and Crunchyroll. So I mean, I've seen people. I've seen like a surge of people cosplaying from Heaven's Official Blessing, like in the
That's
past
because it's so
three,
good.
4 years. I mean, I consider it. This is just me. I wouldn't
Definitely
recommend looking it up. It's a yaoi. I'm
it,
just saying it is.
it's true.
I mean, it's a really good Chinese anime though. Um, so but what are some cosplays you're currently working on, or cosplays you would like to do in like the next year or so?
Well, the one I'm currently working on is Rose from Hazbek Hotel. And then I have another one I'm working on is Alistair from Hazbek Hotel. I've been
Oh,
I've been into I've been like having this crazy energy just to do a whole bunch of characters from Hazbek Hotel out
hey,
of nowhere.
there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure it's gonna be interesting wearing his shoes because I know like he wears like heeled boots.
Yes. And then I'm working on Zoro's outfit, the one that he kind of like has the green jacket, that the green
Oh,
kimono.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm making his outfit out of a bed sheet too.
It works because one, it's lightweight, it's flowy, and it sounds like fairly simple.
Yes, and it's easy to cut and sew too.
Oh, I'll bet. Oh, I forgot to ask other two questions because I've known you've done them. You've been in a cosplay contest before, right?
I think I've been to one.
I remember it was the one from Medford Comic Con back in 2017. What was that like being in that cosplay contest? Although like 7 years ago.
Nerve-wracking. It was the first time, and now it's Hanjay, and it was just a thing that I didn't quite know what I was supposed to do because it was my first time, and my brother forced me to do it. But all you did was just walk down to the judges and then show off your costume and walk back. But for some reason, I walked down and I did her jump that she did when Aaron did turn in his arm turned into a Titan, kind of
Hmm.
like the oh gosh, the yoo-hoo
I
jump.
think I think I have a photo of that on Instagram somewhere.
You do.
I have to like look all the way down, but I think I think I have a picture of your Hanji cosplay from back 7 years ago. Oh man. Um, another two more questions cosplay related. What's it like doing body paint, and what kind of advice would you want to give someone who wants to do body paint for their cosplay?
Well, you're always going to find different kinds of body paint. You be the one using the one from the Spirit Halloween store, which I've been for a while. I just started using body paint from more places that it's better. Only thing I gotta say is make sure not to get it in your eye,
Ooh,
and
that's that's makeup 101 right there.
make sure to put it on your ear because even if you think your ear won't show, it will show, and then you just look funny with a skin color ear.
It just make sure you don't get it inside your ear.
No, unless you're okay with getting Q-tips of blue out for a while, but
I mean, that's actually a pretty good method. Like if you like, because I know sometimes people will use Q-tips, like using Q-tips to get those hard to reach places in your like around your ear, especially like the part like right here. I
mhm.
feel like a Q-tip or a tiny brush would like help. So
And I just learned this except painting your arms and your legs and your stomach.
arm
Just
socks.
just get tights that's the same color as the skin that you're going to do on your face.
Hmm.
It makes it so much easier and you don't get paint everywhere.
Oh no, that the bodysuit or like arm socks. There's a
Yeah.
website called We Love Colors where they sell like long seamless gloves that you can use. And if you want to have like fingernails on them, just buy the fake fingernails and just like glue them on.
Yeah, I saw someone that just got regular tights from Walmart, like skin
Hmm.
color, and they
Hmm.
dyed it to make it the same color as they're doing here. And all they did was just like cut the cut the part and put it on, and then sewed fingers, and then you
It,
made your.
it's a pretty cool technique in my opinion, because not everyone wants to body paint and not everyone wants to like have that fear of just the paint coming off or like touching things or eating things.
I don't know, like a lot of my cosplays, they still have body paint that I got on it when I wore it at the con, and it's like, oh no, don't.
It happens. Now I also noticed you wear have you worn heels for any of your cosplays before?
I have worn heels for Earth King from Blue Exorcist, which those were so much to wear until the end of the day. And I wore heels for the Frog Girl from My Hero Academia, Sue.
Oh, Suyu Asui, probably.
Yeah, that's why I say bring an extra pair of shoes, like sandals or anything, just in case.
Flats, slippers, um,
But
uh,
I will say it does give you confidence and the sass that you need when you're wearing the heels.
oh man, have you worn like? 'Cause I know Grell also wears heels. Have you worn heels for Grell?
Yes, I got these tall red high heels.
Now I'm sure, like you said, it's best to test them out, or if you haven't tested them out, I think like the best thing to wear is like compression socks and like having bandages around your feet, just so you're not like, just so you can minimize the damage on your feet if you don't test them out.
Yeah, I would say just bring an extra pair. Have them like plain shoes. And
Oh
make
no,
sure your socks are not colorful if you are wearing sandals, because you just look funny in a costume with colorful socks.
I think this
That
is a real
may
me.
that may or may not happen to me.
Um. Oh yeah, another question I haven't asked in a long time because I done so many of these for the past 3 years that I always forget. Have you interesting. This is gonna be an interesting video. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, good. Um, have you had any oh, what's the word? Con Crunch cosplays. It's a cosplay that you were still working on, and it was like a day before the con.
I'm still working on.
No, no. Have you had any Con Crunch cosplay? Like you were like getting ready to go to the con, and you were still working on it to get ready for the con.
Um, the Epic Pop team. There's two schoolgirls from an Epic Pop team.
I I don't.
So it's just this anime called the Epic Pop Team. There's two girls, schoolgirls. One has yellow hair, one has blue hair, and they wear a school outfit, a regular.
Oh, are they
And
the ones that have the middle fingers?
yes, they are.
Okay, I know who it's like when you said blue, yellow hair, and I was like, they're the ones that have the. I can't show them because YouTube,
Yeah,
but they're the ones that
I've
have the middle fingers up.
I've been working on their costume for the last 4 years because I was supposed to make it for the ShakiraCon, but COVID shut it
Mm.
down before I could go. But me and my dad were gonna be them, so I was making his. He's supposed to be the purple hair, and I was supposed to be the yellow hair. Right now, I have his top done. I just have to work on his skirt.
Oh, that is awesome. That is just too funny. I can't wait to see your dad. I can't wait to see that. That's gonna be awesome.
Well, the next Kawaii Con, I was planning to go as that with my dad, and then we
Nice.
were planning to go to a tattoo parlor and get the girls tattooed on us while we're dressed up like them.
Oh, that would make the tattoo artist's day. I think that would make anyone's day though, seeing that.
It would just make my day.
Oh, I mean, I feel like it would, yeah. Um, so finally now onto the cosplay stuff. Um, what's that one cosplay you haven't done in so long that you would like to bring back? Like you cosplayed them so long ago, like you would like to bring them back, and probably like if you wanted to update them.
Well, that would be Gurr from Black Butler.
Oh, Grell, nice.
It's been, I would probably say, 5 years since I cosplayed him.
It's a long time.
Hmm.
It feels like a long time.
Oh yeah, it does feel like a long time, but right now I already updated his hair and a little bit of his costume, which I'm excited to try him again.
I've lately I've seen some people compare him and Alistair for some reason lately.
I saw that too. I would say he would definitely wear Alistair's outfit because it's red.
No, he would. He definitely would. Um, what's I call them one and dones. It's a cosplay you did once, but you haven't cosplayed since because it just didn't feel right, or someone asked you to. But other than that, you just completely just put it in that vault and just like I would never do this again unless some special occasion came up.
Um, H2O Delirious.
Uh,
He was he was a one thing. I don't think I'm going to do him again. There's a
well,
lot of people who want me to, but
I mean, if you ever need a Vanoss, you know, I'm willing to buy an owl head.
yeah, let's do it. I'll be H2O Delirious, you be Vanos.
So, and you painted the hockey mask look.
Yes, I did.
I know. I think what he eventually, I think was it him that stopped YouTube for a while because of personal things.
Hmm?
Was it H2? What was it? Delirious that stopped YouTube for a while because of just personal thing.
Oh, to
Or
tell
just
you the truth, I don't know.
I don't know. Like when I
I'm
saw that, it's like
I'm probably still watching his old videos. I don't know.
like when I saw that on your TikTok, like who is this? And then like a couple months later, I finally like like back in 2021, I finally started watching Vanoss. Like, oh, wait, I know that. That's who Tana cosplayed as. Oh, that
Yeah,
is
it was so funny because that video got so popular that Nogla and Terry, oh gosh, what's his name?
oh no, Nogla and Terrorizer.
Terrorizer. They react to it, and I was like, oh no.
Oh, the fact
They
you
were,
have both Nogla and Terrorizer area, that's pretty cool.
yeah, they were reacting to all the cosplayers that dress up like H2O Series, and my video was in there, and I was like, I only found out because one of my friends said, "Hey, you're on YouTube," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, these two guys that are part of the Vanoss crew reacted to your cosplay. That is awesome. Um, what's been your all-time favorite cosplay? Whether it's a character you always like to cosplay, it's a comfort character, and you just enjoy cosplaying.
Hmm. My all-time favorite was Levi from Attack on Titans.
Is he the one who wears that white ascot?
Yeah.
Okay, and he like I've seen some people like cosplay and he's like wearing that outfit where he's cleaning stuff.
Hmm.
Okay, I just
But my comfort one is it's the one from Black Butler, Ghoul.
oh
Yeah.
girl, he's another.
Yeah. It's just some reason he's comfortable to me and he's just my favorite. I'll probably cosplay him my whole life.
And again, there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like everyone has that one character like when they get the chance to, they want to cosplay as them. Let's see here. Now onto some of my favorite questions. Um, uh, um, have you ever had any cosplay mishaps? Like a cosplay of yours while you're getting ready to go to the convention, or you're at the convention, or you're leaving it, and it just like ripped, shattered, fell off, tore apart, just anything that could go wrong did go wrong with cosplay.
Well, for the first con that I went to when I was Raven slash Attack on Titans, I actually made the whole weapons out of like the mats that you use for yoga. I made the whole
Oh,
weapon and everything. And I even got in the car. We got to SakuraCon. The moment I get to put it all on, I was like, oh no, I don't fit through the door.
oh,
And at the same,
they were too big.
they were too big, so I
Oh
couldn't fit
no.
anywhere. So I was like, well, I guess that's not happening. But I had a
That,
lot of mishaps. Like I had stuff fall off and everything, which is lucky that the Comic Cons have that little room that had people help you.
yay for cosplay repair stations.
Yeah, they've been my savior a lot. I've had stuff that was like glued to something and then they fall off, and I'm like,
Oh, no. Broken. It's never fun when you have a cosplay, especially like a prop. You know, it's not like it's like it's not. It sucks that it was too like you couldn't fit through the doors with it. And I've seen people with like big bulky cosplays and big props. Like, how are you carrying that? Where?
a lot of times I watch them on the escalator and they're like kind of sideways with one leg up just because they don't fit on it right. And they're going, you're like, don't fall.
Oh yeah, or like when they have like those big articulated angel wings.
Yes, I've had, I would love to make those, but the only problem is, it's like, how would you be able to go in the bathroom or anywhere?
That's that is a question I've always asked people who wear big bulky cosplays, and the answers have gone from I don't have to go to the bathroom, or if I do, I have my friends come with me, so they're covering the door, and then sometimes you will if there's no one's using it, sometimes you will have to use those wheelchair accessible bathrooms that are much bigger because sometimes I mean if no one's using it, if someone needs it, then you're gonna have to like somehow find another way, and you manage to find a way to go to like yeah.
It's
I
already
don't know.
hard enough when you're like wearing a one piece outfit.
Oh yeah, no. I mean,
I have seen this website that they do their own angel wings, like they'll send you the whole stuff to make it.
hmm
And they have one that says that it's bathroom usable, so it closes tight enough for you to be able to go in there.
Oh, nice. That's
Yes,
pretty
I
cool.
thought it was really genius of them to do that.
That's very ingenuous. Next one. What's been like the weirdest, awkward, just WTF convention moment you've ever experienced? Just made you go like, did that actually happen to like, okay, I need to get out of here because I'm feeling very uncomfortable.
Um, I don't know. So far, I've had people going, he wears three masks, and I kind of look at them and I go, well, you wear three masks. A lot of times I just go, oh, thank you. Go on. Every time. Wrong eye.
Actually, they're from this planet. Like, I'm dressing up who I want to.
Yeah,
Go touch,
I
go touch grass.
I usually have the problem when they say that's not exactly how their outfit looks like, and I go, well, this is how I think that they would wear more like than what's exactly their outfit.
I don't have time for that gatekeeping BS.
I'm just impressed they can even remember all their names and where they come from and all kinds of stuff. I'm like, that is amazing.
I don't have time for that. I'm sorry. I'm just here to have fun and cosplay. But I mean, sometimes it doesn't. Like, I feel like if you're a new cosplayer, or you don't know, or just you've been cosplaying for so long, sometimes it doesn't hurt to just to do a little bit of research when cosplaying a character. I mean,
Hmm.
it's not necessary, but at the same time, it's like it kind of helps so you can get an idea of a character.
Yeah. I always try to do research, even though I'm like saying the name over and over. If someone right there asks me, my head goes blank. But if they ask me, can I take a picture? I would remember which pose I'm supposed to make.
Sometimes you just do like just standard peace sign. It works for any character, in my opinion.
Yes, it does work for almost every character.
Is that Loki I hear?
Yes. So I have a chicken farm, and right now my chickens are fighting, so Loki's nervous about the chickens.
No. I mean, if you want to bring Loki in, you can show him off.
I can't right now. Sorry.
It's okay. Another time we'll get to see the pet cameo. Um.
Definitely.
So. Um. Oh yeah. Your favorite convention moment, like to this day, is something you remember very well because it brought you so much joy.
My favorite one was probably in SakuraCon when we have when they had everybody from the same. So it was a My Hero Academian. Everybody was dressed up from My Hero Academian. So they called for every cosplayer that dressed up from that movie. Sorry if you heard
Was that
that.
a
That was my peacock. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
it's not a peak. I mean, for those who are watching, you could be hearing a bunch of animal noises. Like I was like, wait, is that a peacock now? First we hear a chicken, dog, now a peacock. What next? An elephant?
I'm so sorry. I thought
Uh,
your phone would block out a lot of the sound.
it's okay. I don't mind. It's common for these. It's common for any of these this channel of mine to have some kind of animal in the background or an animal making a small appearance. Like I call them
Well,
pet cameos, so I don't mind.
that's what happens when you're off grid. You have all these animals going crazy around the property.
But yeah, back to your favorite convention moment.
So they would call everybody that's dressed up from My Hero Academia, all the characters, and then we would all take a picture,
Oh, that's awesome.
which was to me, which is just really fun because I don't have much people to cosplay with. So when you just have all these strangers come together and get so excited about this anime or this character, and you would just talk all together and then take pictures, which was really fun to me.
I like that when they do like the big photo ops and then like, hey, we need all these Marvel characters or anime characters from this specific anime. Come here by these steps and let these art photographers take your picture. They may or may not be able to get to see until they post it on Instagram, or if
That's
they
why
ever do
I'm
post it.
sure that the friend that's not dressed up from that show to take pictures for you.
That's a good thing too. It's good to get pictures. Let's. Oh yeah. So I have to credit Bob Green, known as one I cosplayer. Sorry, Bob, for if I misquoted your name. He brought up a question I should ask. Like, do you have any other creative pursuits you like to mention? Whether it's making props or stuff like that.
Well, right now I am trying to learn how to style wigs better.
Ooh,
That's like my weakness there is the wigs because I don't even style my own hair, so it's kind of hard doing wigs. But I'm trying to learn more about wigs. Now, props, I would absolutely love to know how to make so much of these props everywhere.
it just takes time, but like you said, internet's your best friend.
Yes, it does.
And I feel like no matter if you're new at cosplaying, you've been doing it for so long, I feel like you're always learning something new because there's this new technique.
Oh, yeah. I
Now,
have a friend that makes all the Demon Slayer swords out of cereal boxes and stuff like that. It's absolutely amazing what a lot of people do.
I've seen someone take, I think it was either Mountain Dew boxes or Mountain Dew bottles, and they made like full blown samurai armor out of them.
Yeah, my brother, he made his mask of Sniper King out of the cereal box. He was just so
It
happy with it.
works.
Yeah, it works perfect.
It works, and that's the best thing about cosplay. Like, you can take one thing and just turn it into something. Now, it doesn't have to be look. As long as I feel like, and I'm sure you can agree with this, as long as you enjoy it and it brings you joy, that's all that matters. Screw what the haters and gatekeepers say. Like, cosplay is for everyone, and no matter what your skill level is, if you're enjoying it or other people enjoy it, that's great. If someone doesn't like it, you don't need that validation. The only opinion that should matter is your opinion. And
Yeah,
that's just me though. I know some people were like, "Oh, you don't know your topic because you don't like." No, I don't. But I know that the point of cosplaying is having fun.
yeah, as long as you're having fun with it. I do know sometimes you get kind of angry when you're putting stuff together and then you have to take it apart and put it together. But the moment you have it all together and everything, you're just so proud of yourself. You're like, I did that.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. There's gonna be the crying and the cussing when you're working on your cosplay, and it's not because we're our own worst critic. If it doesn't look good for us, then it's not gonna look good in general. And until it looks good, we're just gonna keep on continuing
Oh yeah,
to do
to me it's my own critic and then my mom's.
that. Oh,
She's like,
oh.
"You didn't paint your fingers for that video." And I was like, "I'm sorry."
Um. So last but not least, just advice in general you want to throw out there, for those who are listening or watching this, just in general, like what would you like to add in to end this interview?
Well, I would say that don't deal with the people who judge you on all the stuff you do. Even if your cosplay is not the perfect, have fun with it. Because
I
the people who judge you are the ones that aren't able to put the costume on.
mm-mm. I've noticed that like they'll always critique you, but they haven't cosplayed themselves.
Yes, there is a lot of. I've had some friends who almost like give up cosplaying because they had so many. This guy hate me so bad, and I'm like, all you gotta do is just not pay attention because he hasn't cosplayed, so he doesn't really know what to
No,
do.
no, I wholeheartedly agree. Like if you have not cosplayed, your opinion does not matter.
Mhm.
I mean, I can go on a whole tangent about that, but I'm not going to.
And if you think your cosplay is ugly or anything like that, sometimes cosplay has to be ugly.
Hmm. I mean, it's got to start somewhere. Um, think that should do it. Oh yeah. Real quick, would you like to drop your social links below so people can follow you, whether on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that fun stuff? Where can people find you on the social medias?
Okay, you want me to send you that?
No, no, just like let people know where they can like find you if they want to like follow you on TikTok or anything.
Okay, because all my internet things are the same name as cosplay_Tana.
Which they can like see right
Yeah, my
yeah, right.
Instagram, YouTube, and my TikTok, they're all the same.
Yeah, just look for cosplay_Tana right there.
That's where you'll find me with my cringy videos.
They're not that cringe. Um, again, Tana, thank you for coming on. Can't wait to see what cosplays you do. Can't wait to see the convention you go to and hear more about your experience. And eventually, and then in the next, 2 years, have you back on for a update on your cosplaying convention experience, or get to know that cosplayer revisited. As always, I am Wayne the Unknown. Until next time, thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for watching.